What's up again, everybody? I am finally back and moved into my brand new place, and I'm ready to make some more videos, specifically about this D&D set coming up. Let's talk about one of my favorite cards from the set so far. This is Volo, Traveling Scholar. He is a 2-cost bolt character. He's got the good alignment and the equip symbol. He's an 001, an 011, and an 012 stat line. He has the experience keyword and an ability that reads, when you field a character die with experience, other than Volo, this character gains an experience token. What is an experience token? Well, normally you would gain experience tokens by KOing a monster that your opponent controls during your turn. Then an experience token would go onto one of your cards with experience, or multiple cards with experience if you have those dice active, and you would basically get a 1/1 counter that is added to all of the dice present in the game for that card. If you KO another monster, then you'd get another experience token, then they'd get basically a +2/+2 buff. Well, with Volo here, you don't actually have to do any KOing of your opponent's monsters. All you have to do is field other character dice with the experience keyword besides himself, and he gets an experience token if he's active while that happens. So this card is super bonkers. It is ridiculous how easy it is to field low-cost adventurers that have the experience keyword. Just so easy to just field a bunch of them and make this guy huge. And what is the best adventurer to field? Well, one that has a nice combo with Volo. Vajra, Commander of Force Grey, is a 3-cost bolt character. They're both bolt characters, that's nice. Neutral, she's got the equip keyword, she's got the Force Grey banner, and 002, 013, 124 stat line. She also has the experience keyword, which is obviously what makes this whole thing work, and she says while she is active, when you field an adventurer, deal 1 damage to target opponent. Now this is crazy as well because Vajra can trigger Volo and Volo can trigger Vajra. Just depends on what order you field them. And if you field a Vajra die while Vajra is already active, let's say you have another one in the field zone, she'll actually trigger off of herself because it does not say when you field another adventurer. It just says when you field an adventurer. So if you have a Volo and a Vajra in play, and then you field a non-Volo adventurer die like another Vajra, then you would get to both add an experience token to Volo and deal 1 damage to your opponent with Vajra, which is a pretty cool little combo, 2 things in one. All right, so what would be the goal for this team when it comes to winning the game? Well, number 1, you're getting Volo out. Number 2, you're getting Vajra out. Number 3, you're fielding a bunch of low-cost adventurers, constantly churning them so that you can make Volo giant and make Vajra deal direct damage. It's sort of 2 win conditions rolled into one, and it's all the way awesome. Now, I think one of the biggest hurdles to cross with this is not just making Volo hugely statted, it's also just getting him through unblocked or getting him through to push actual damage, because your opponent's always just going to chump block this if there's no extra ability added to it. So in order to help with that, let's add Stone of Galore, Transformed Aboleth. This is a 3-cost mask action that is evil, and it says draw a die from your bag. Character dice matching that die cannot be blocked this turn. Place that die in your used pile, and on the double burst it says instead prep it. Now we have a new way to attack our opponent. Volo can get to like a 7/7 or an 8/8 by just fielding a bunch of adventurers, and once that happens, then you can play Stone of Galore, set your bag up in such a way that Volo is like one of the only dice in there. You pull Volo with Stone of Galore and you push your Volo damage for like 15. It is totally doable and totally sweet. So what should we add to this team? Well, first of all, let's get some more low-cost adventurers. Let's get Istrid Horn, Mind for the Money. We talked about this in the last combo breakdown video. This card is sick. It's a 2-cost fist character, evil with the equip symbol. It's got the Zentarum banner, an 012, 022, 132 stat line, so nothing to write home about. But again, we're just using this to field adventurers with experience and trigger both Vajra and Volo at the same time. Her ability is really good though. Not only does she have experience, she also just makes your opponent's NPC dice cost 1 more to field, meaning you can just push with her and have her get KO'd so you can field her again, or she pushes free damage, or she makes your opponent's NPC dice basically unusable. Paying 1 to field a single sidekick really slows you down. Next, let's add a way to fix our bag, either to allow us to ramp a little bit better, to get more adventurers, or to set up that Stone of Galore Volo turn to push unblockable damage. Let's add Yawning Portal, Comfortable In. Yes, this card is showing up again in a combo breakdown video because this card is sick. It's a 2-cost bolt action that says your character dice are free to field this turn, and until the end of the turn, each time you field a character die, reduce the purchase cost of your dice by 1 to a minimum of 1. Dice you purchase this turn go to the bag, and that's dice, that's not character dice. So you can purchase a stone and put it into the bag. You can purchase another Yawning Portal and put it into the bag. Those are also reduced, which is pretty cool. This card both allows us to buy up all the Volos, the Vajras, and the Istrid horns really, really fast. It allows us to see them a little bit faster, and it allows us to set up that Stone of Galore Volo turn that we would want. All right, so what's next? Well, let's keep it thematic. Let's just jam a bunch more adventurers on here. Let's add Lamia Fear, Sword, Axe, Dagger, Boot Dagger, a 4-cost neutral character die with an 021, 022, 133 stat line. The experience keyword, obviously, because we want those triggers. And then Lamia Fear gets +1/+1 for each active adventurer you control. Thanks to Yawning Portal, this 4-cost is actually oftentimes a 1 or a 2-cost, and it goes to the bag, and it gets buff based on the things that we're already buying. So this card's a really great addition that kind of acts like Volo in a lot of ways. And let's also add Calliope Pirate Storyteller, a 4-cost shield character that has the 013, 023, 135 stat line with the experience keyword again. And this one says, while Calliope is active, your NPC dice get +1/+1. So here's yet another way to threaten some damage to your opponent. If you're thinning your bag out by, I don't know, fielding sidekicks to make Yawning Portal activate a little bit more effectively, Calliope just makes those sidekicks a little bit more threatening. Plus, for like 1 or 2, it's really cheap to just grab a Calliope, slam it down, and have more bodies in the field. All right, with the final team slot, I'm gonna go out of set a little bit and just throw on the famous Professor X No More Magnus, because obviously we can just use that global to field a sidekick, making Yawning Portal activate, making Calliope a little bit better, thinning our bag a little bit more easily so we can get to Volos, Vajras, Istrids, Tashlins, you know, the usual thing that you would do with No More Magnus. All right, what about basic actions? Well, honestly, we have everything we kind of need on the team. The only thing I can think of that we would want is setting up our first 2 turns in such a way that we can kind of get going fast, and Resurrection is great for that. You could also use Create Food and Water, but I like having the 1 extra die to go with something like Yawning Portal so that you can pay a little bit more or get a little luckier to roll one of those sidekicks alongside Yawning Portal. And as for the final card, the last basic action, the second one, I'm at a loss. I actually can't think of anything that I'd want to put in this position. I mean, there's the easy like +1 attack global, but honestly, I can't really pick anything that I want to just jam on there and play alongside this stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell me in a comment below, what card should make up this 10th slot? What should we put as our second basic action? What would you put in this open slot? What do you think about this team? I think it's really awesome. I've actually played this exact team. I forget what I added for that last basic action, but I played this multiple times, both online and in person, and I was able to make Volo like 11-11 and make him unblockable with Stone of Galore to just win the game. Chipping down damage with Vajra by fielding Istrid horns and Calliopes that were super cheap with Yawning Portal, watching Volo tick up is just really hilarious. It's super fun and laid back until it kills your opponent with like a 20/20 Volo, right? So let me know what you think about this combo and what you think about this team. Tell me what card you would put into that slot, and as always, everybody, thank you for watching.